Hi guys, this is my first vlog about how autism has evolved over time and kind of my research and how what I found, what's intrigued me. So first off, I've been around kids with autism before and they've always really stood out to me. They're kids that are extremely intelligent and the way they think absolutely intrigues me. So I read this article that was put out by Times Magazine, and the title was What Genius and Autism Have in Common, and it was a study of 8 child prodigies that shared striking characteristics with autism. And so these were kids that published medical journals at age 12 or had their artwork in an accredited museum. And they found out that these prodigies scored extremely high in autistic traits, most ferociously in attention to detail. And they scored even higher in the trait that people did with Asperger's. And Asperger's is a form of autism that is widely known today. And so these are kids that are prodigies that have published medical journals and they have traits of autism. I thought that was extremely interesting. Their minds think more creatively, and I think that's something that society has started to understand. It used to be some people would think it was schizophrenia that these kids had until like the 1960s, when they realized that this wasn't schizophrenia. These were different disorders that their minds thought differently. And through my research, I've found 2 possible reasons of why autism has evolved so much and how the number is so great today. And the first reason that people are latching on to are vaccines, that parents think that they don't want to vaccinate their kids because vaccines cause autism, and that's false. That's not true. There's been hundreds of studies that have disproved that and shown that autism has absolutely no link to vaccines. The second is an increased awareness and the culmination of the disease into one umbrella of a diagnosis. So there used to be separate, distinct subtypes that include autistic disorder, childhood degenerative disorder, persuasive developmental disorder, and then Asperger's. And all of these separate, distinct subtypes were put into one, called ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder. So I think once you classify multiple disorders into one, it's bound to rise, so per se. So those are the 2 reasons that I really found. I'm kind of latching on to the second one, that once you put all these different diseases into one, the number is going to rise. And I think people have come to accept it more and know how to handle it and how to treat this with therapy and medicines. And so I also think that has to do with it. I've really enjoyed doing this research, and I've learned more than I ever thought I would learn through it, and it's been really fun, and I've had a lot of fun blogging and showing people what I've learned as well. So I hope I taught you guys something.